Now, when we think of Pokemon, we think of the fun game, or even the cute and lovable Pokemon like Pikachu. And when you think of the franchise in general, it isn't really scary, right? Well, think again. I guess you gotta really catch 'em all, or else. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10, and welcome to another video from me, your host, Lindsay Ivan. Today I will be sharing with you the dark side of Pokemon as we count down the top 10 scariest Pokemon stories. Shout out to Death the Rock Hour for this video suggestion. If you have a video suggestion of your own, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. Now, Pokemon started back in the 1980s. It was originally created by Satoshi Tajiri, the writer of Pokemon, and Ken Sugimori, the illustrator. It originally started off as a gaming magazine series before turning into a trading game and video game. In February in 1996, the first Pokemon game was released for the Game Boy. From then, Pokemon has become the second largest gaming franchise. Now, for all you Pokemon fans out there, you know that Pokemon isn't a game to keep you up at night. Unless, well, you're literally playing it up all night. Anyways, the true origin of some of these Pokemons may just give you the chills. This leads us to our 10th spot. Who's that Pokemon? It's YAMASK. YAMASK is a ghost type Pokemon. This Pokemon does appear to look more on the creepy side since it looks like it's carrying around a head. Well, that's because it is, sort of. Well, when I was younger, I thought it was just carrying around a shield. How naive I was. But apparently, YAMASK is carrying around its old face when it used to be a human. Now that it is deceased, it still holds on to how it used to look like, literally and emotionally. It misses when it was human and sometimes even cries when it looks at its old face. This Pokemon just longs to be a human again. That is terrifying because you are literally fighting a dead human. This Pokemon then evolves into Cofagrigus, who then, if you get too close, will turn you into Mummy, and it will drain you of your life. For number 9, we have CUBONE. CUBONE is a ground Pokemon known for carrying a bone and wearing a skull mask. Now, the origin of CUBONE is quite sad and scary. Apparently, CUBONE is an orphan whose mother passed away when he was young. CUBONE still mourns the loss of his mom, and in fact, that skull that he wears on his face, it's his mom's. He wears it for protection and comfort, and that bone he carries around, it's also a limb from his mother's body. Now that is so sad and horrific. Now this raises the question, since there are tons of CUBONE Pokemon, does that mean they have all experienced this trauma? Coming in at number 8, we have FROSLASS. Now FROSLASS is another one of those innocent looking Pokemon, but her origin is pretty disturbing. Apparently FROSLASS is based off the legend of Yukinko. Yukinko is a young woman who would use her looks to lure men to their death. Those who fell for her trap would die from her icy breath, or from a blizzard that she would create. Once you are at her mercy, she will even drink your blood. She's often seen carrying a popsicle which contains the souls of her victims. She is also known for kidnapping children. In the Pokemon realm, FROSLASS is known for freezing any trainer that she likes and taking them to her lair. That is another definition of Netflix and chill. Now, if that isn't family friendly, then I don't know what is. In 7th place, we have Sableye. Sableye is a purple ghost type looking Pokemon with diamond looking eyes. Now this Pokemon doesn't look too scary, but apparently it was created based off an urban legend known as the Hopkinsville Goblin. Back in 1955, there were several supposed encounters with an extraterrestrial looking creature. It occurred around a family farmhouse where multiple people said they saw this creature and saw UFO type lights in the sky. They also reported numerous accounts of being tormented by this creature, with it tapping on the window and doors and scaring their children. Other witnesses of this creature include police officers and state troopers. They all described this creature relatively same, with pointy ears, bright glowing eyes, a slim body, and sharp claws. They also said that this creature would move in a twitching manner, which is the same movement pattern of Sableye. Spooky, right? Even years later, all of the witnesses' stories matched and corroborated. For number 6, we have Phantump. Okay, for this next Pokemon, there's nothing scary about him. It literally looks just like a tree stump with glowing eyes. Totally harmless, right? Well, in reality, this Pokemon is based on another Japanese legend known as the Stump of Kodama. It is thought that nature spirits roam the forest and embody themselves as trees. If someone were to cut down these trees, then they would become cursed. In Pokemon, Phantumps are tree stumps that are possessed by the spirit of deceased children. If that wasn't bad enough, they can even mimic the sound of a child's voice to lure victims in the forest. Now this literally reminds me of the Stephen King movie In the Tall Grass. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then leave a comment down below. I think what makes this even more terrifying is that when you play Pokemon, you come across them fairly often, meaning that there are tons of deceased children just roaming throughout the game. We are now at our halfway point with the Pokemon none other than DROWZEE. Now, the Pokemon DROWZEE doesn't look frightening at all. He's kinda chubby and dopey looking, and honestly add some hair on his head and he kinda looks like my uncle. Harmless, right? Wrong. DROWZEE is actually based on a creature named Baku, also known as the Dream Eater. Just as its name suggests, Baku would eat children's bad dreams so they can have a peaceful sleep. Aw, that's nice of him, right? Wrong again. If Baku is still hungry after eating the child's bad dreams, then he will start to devour the positive dreams and hopes of the child. Now that's terrifying and makes total sense to why they named him DROWZEE. For number 4, we have the Pokemon Go Murder. Pokemon Go! Remember when that game was all the rage? People would literally be playing it all the time. In fact, they made over $2 billion on this game. Now this game did get people being semi-active for a while as they walked around town trying to collect Pokemon. Well, that is exactly what 19-year-old Shiloh Wiggins would do. She was out playing Pokemon Go trying to capture some water Pokemon. In order to do this, she hopped over a wall and got close to a large body of water. However, when she neared the water, she found a body floating in it. She immediately called the authorities upon her discovery. At number 3, we have the Pokemon Shock Effect. Now, Pokemon started airing its show in 1997 named Pokemon I Choose You. It gained a pretty big following and kids would love to watch the show. Now, parents in general are already hesitant about their kids watching cartoons, but they never thought that a cartoon could physically hurt their child. Well, in December of 1997, an episode of Pokemon caused thousands of children to have seizures. As a result, they called this the Pokemon Shock Effect. All of these seizures happened at the same time about 20 minutes into the episode during a sequence with red and blue rapid flashing lights. People were shocked when they heard about this mass occurrence, and the episode was immediately pulled from air. Some other children suffered from blurred vision, dizziness, nausea, and some kids even passed right out. This incident actually almost got the show cancelled. Coming in with number 2, we have Pokemon Black. Now, it is said that a boy found this game back in 2005 at a garage sale. It looked like a regular Pokemon game except it had an all-black cartridge. Among all the clutter at the garage sale, it is said that this was the only game there. The man had no Game Boys and had no idea whose it was. He just found it in the house. And yet he still managed to get a quick buck off it. Good for you. This game starts as any other Pokemon game does, where you choose your Pokemon. Side note, I always chose Charmander. Who's with me on that one? Let me know in the comments below your favorite Pokemon. Anyways, but instead of offering the usual startup Pokemon, they offered another one, named Ghost. If you selected that Pokemon, it only had one move, Curse. Apparently, when you use this attack, the screen would go black, and all you would hear is the cry of the Pokemon you were facing. This cry would sound distorted, being at a lower pitch than the typical Pokemon voices. Then the screen would return and the Pokemon would be gone. If you faced a trainer, once all their Pokeballs had been removed and you used this attack on the trainer, then they would disappear completely. When returning to the spot in the game where the trainer once was, you will no longer find them, only a gravestone with their name. Now, this is spooky for many reasons. 1. This game came out of nowhere, no one knows who made it, and 2, it literally allows you to kill Pokemon and the trainers in the game. And for our number 1 spot, we have Lavender Town. Lavender Town in Pokemon is, as you guessed it, a purple lavender looking town in the Pokemon Red and Blue games. Now the term Lavender Town Syndrome refers to the creepy music played in the background when you explore this village. Keep in mind, this is the village where Pokemon are buried. Now apparently, this music featured high-pitched sounds that only those 16 years and younger could hear, since when you get older we lose the ability to hear higher-pitched sounds. Well anyways, these high-pitched sounds apparently caused children to become mentally and physically sick. Some kids felt nauseous and got headaches, while it claimed that others would lose their mind. This legend continues, saying that it caused 100 Japanese children ages 10 to 15 to harm themselves. Of course, this is just a legend and there's no evidence that this music actually caused illness or that any of this actually happened. Either way, it is terrifying and you will not be finding that song on my playlist. That's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you aren't too scared to play Pokemon. As always, give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. Bye. This Pokemon then evolves into I had it down pat yesterday. Cofagrigus. Hold on.
Cofagrigus?
Yes, say that again.
Cofagrigus? I want to say fag, but Cofagrigus.
Oh yeah. Cofagrigus.
There you go.
This Pokemon then evolves into Cofagrigus. Back in 1955, there were several supposed encounters with an extraterrestrial. Back in 1955, there were oh my gosh. It is thought that nature spirits roam the forest and